Hey everyone, welcome back to Only Nature. My name is Tom and today we're looking at the Crenova Trail Camera. Now before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, and that is Crenova. They've helped make this video possible, so thank you. Okay, so I'll talk a bit about the specs and what you can find inside the box and the settings I use in just a minute, but now let's take a look at some footage that I captured recently with this camera. There you have it, that's some of the footage that I've recorded so far. I've actually really been enjoying using this camera. I've had it for a couple of weeks now and I've been putting it in all kinds of places, filming all kinds of different wildlife, some of which I didn't even know I had. And that's why, if you've never had a trail camera before, I'd highly recommend getting one and just seeing what's in your garden at night. It's really interesting, it's really fun. As for the specs of this camera, it boasts an impressive 20 megapixel sensor and films in 4K, which honestly is the first thing that drew me to this camera at that particular price point. And I can tell you, it does that really well, as you've seen from the footage. It also has a trigger speed of 0.2 seconds and comes with a 2.4 inch LCD screen. It also has a variety of different settings that I've been playing around with over the last couple of weeks. Now you can record video in 4K, 1080p, whichever file format you choose. You can record video and photo, which takes a photo before actually recording the video. I was a bit unsure about how that would work, but it actually worked out really well. Or you can just take photos. So first of all, let's talk about video quality. Now, I've tested this in 1080 and 4K, and I can honestly say there is an improvement in the 4K. It's just a sharper, clearer image, but I wanted to test 1080 in case it would save on file size. Now, with this being a trail camera, obviously if it's out in the field for a long time, recording videos constantly is going to use a lot of storage, and typically 4K file sizes are much bigger, so I wanted to test that out. However, I didn't find that they were that much larger, so I tended to just stick to 4K, and I'm glad I did because honestly the quality is a lot better. Another option that I really wanted to try was the photo and video option. Now how this works is, first of all, the camera will trigger and it will take a photo of whatever is in front of it. A fraction of a second later, the video will kick in and it will record for the designated time after that. Now I was interested to see how this would work and if it would really pan out, as a lot of the time obviously the camera is going to be triggered before the subject enters the frame, which did happen a few times. Sometimes I get a photo of nothing and then I get a video where the animal enters the frame. However, if the animal stays in the shot, after the video duration it will kick in with another photo and another video, giving you the perfect chance to get the best of both worlds, provided that animal stays within roughly the same area. And finally, let's talk a bit about the photos. Now, if you're like me, you've got this camera because you actually want to record wildlife, but maybe you're interested in taking some photos. Well, you won't be disappointed. I was really impressed by the picture quality of these images. Now, obviously it's not going to be anything like a DSLR or any kind of camera like that, as the sensor on this thing is tiny, but like I said, it's a 20 megapixel sensor. So the images came out really sharp, really good color, contrast. I was really impressed. Okay, now let me quickly talk about the sensors on this camera, because as you've noticed, there are 3 sensors with this camera and they all work really well. I was impressed by the fact that I had very few false triggers. Now, a false trigger is something that is caused by, say, a leaf or a branch, something like that, moving in the shot, something that's probably static to where you've set the shot up. And if that leaf or branch is going to blow around, it can occasionally trigger the camera. I had very few of these, and I put it in some quite challenging places, and it didn't always go off. I got the odd one, which is to be expected, depending on the proximity of these false triggers to the camera, but overall, very impressed. And while we're on that topic, one of the great features with this camera is that it has omnidirectional sensors. So these will detect animals coming around in front of the camera, and they will trigger it before the main front sensor actually sees it. So a lot of time I check the footage and it would almost look like nothing's in the frame, and then in the corner you just start to see an animal merge into the center. So really impressed with that, and a really great feature for a trail camera. And finally, let's talk about my favorite part of any trail camera. That is the night vision, and this one is really good. It works really well. As you can see from the footage, I captured these foxes drinking at my pond. Now, it's amazing to see one fox in the garden, which I did suspect there was, but I had no idea there was 3, and I would not have been able to have seen that footage without a trail camera like this. And the quality, you can actually see if you look back at the pond skaters on the pond with the reflection of the fox in the water, and that just shows the quality that this camera is picking up in that total darkness just with these infrared. A few more things I'll quickly mention. The menu system on this is really good. It's really simple, really easy to use. It works well with the buttons. The display on it is actually really good. I was really impressed with that. I did turn off the sound because I just didn't want it interfere with like the beeping when I'm like changing settings. That's for me personally. You decide if you'd like that. And finally, I'll quickly go over what's inside the box. So along with the trail camera, you'll find one 32GB SD card, one wall mount with adjustable arm. That does come with screws, however I've already used those. One USB cable, one mounting strap, and the user manual. Okay, so there you have it. That's the camera in its entirety. Now, I've been really enjoying using this thing. I love having a trail camera in the garden. It's really fun and really exciting to actually see what goes on in your garden when you're not there, and particularly at night. I think that's one of the main reasons people get trail cameras, because they want to know what's going on in the dark, and it's something that's always fascinated me. So I've really enjoyed using this camera, and I've been really pleased with how simple and efficient it's been. So I would highly recommend it. If you have any more questions about the camera, then feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also check the description box for links and a few other details there. But if you've liked this video, then please leave a like and subscribe for future videos, including more footage coming from this trail camera. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks. Bye.